Comic Book Day, and welcome back, all you four-color funny book aficionados. This is US Comics Cast, HQ for all things comic book connected. We are John and Charlie Rivera, the co-founders of US Comics. Charlie, happy Comic Book Day.
Happy Comic Book Day to you, and I assumed you had a mouse and you could unmute yourself. But happy Comic Book Day to everyone listening and watching today. As always, we are brought to you by Bad Mary Band and Sergeant Venice Gaming. If you haven't done so already, please attack that comment section like the entity may possibly do something at some point. But it'll be bad. I promise you it'll be bad. I might explain it 2 or 3 more times, but it won't fucking be good.
How many ways, how many movies, how many stories can they fucking put upon us to let us know that the entity, aka AI,
the
aka
machines,
the big bad, aka every fucking red pill, like enough, it's bad, it is bad, but just really quickly, I do want to address the two warring elephants in the room. First and first, mostly, we were indeed planning on co-streaming with the good people over at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. Unfortunately, events transpired. Snoogans! Events transpired that kind of fought against that, but we absolutely do plan to move forward on a co-stream with them sooner rather than later.
I have a theory, and that theory is that Zapsik is dodging me because he knows I'll work for free, and if I am willing to work for free, Kev will be like, of course, let him work free, but he knows that it'll just uncork a demon.
Yeah, of course.
That cannot be contained.
Like, and now you all have to work
Then
for
I'm
free.
just on, no, not even. Then I'm on set at the movie. Like, I know where they're fucking filming the next flick.
That's going to be a real problem. You are going to be the STD
exactly
of the fucking Kevin Smith
There
world.
are way too many fucking stories of people weaseling their way into Kevin's fucking life. And then they're like, life gets way better. I mean, fucking sign me up.
I mean, it's definitely a
I'm not saying I'm coming for Christian's
story.
job, but if Christian is to Tom Cruise, I am to the entity. I'm coming for you, sucker.
That's gonna be sad. That's gonna be sad.
It is.
But Christian, we got a space right here for you, my man.
Like a train. He can work for the terrible place I work for. It'd be awesome.
I do have to say, to anyone who does end up with Charlie running the show, he is going to work a very specific lighting rig that just makes you look like you have the whitest fucking hair outside of the North
Did you
Pole.
notice I said it today to give me a fake
It ain't
tan?
that white!
I like shaved my face and regretted it, so I'm like, I need fake artificial tan. We're the same paleness.
This is some bullshit.
But look at like this little
Charlie
tan
looks
corner
like
I made.
George Hamilton, and I look like fucking St. Nicholas. Some bullshit. I call shenanigans. Heavy shenanigans. But you know what I do not call, Charlie?
What?
Man, I do not call bullshit on anybody out there who tries to say that Tom Cruise, little Tom Cruise,
Itty bitty pocket sized Tom Cruise,
is not the world's biggest Hollywood star. Tom Cruise is a star banger maker extraordinaire. Tom Cruise done did it again. Dum dum day.
I don't think. If there's anyone right now who's representing.
Woo!
If there's anyone representing Hollywood right now, it's Tom Cruise. He is the ultimate example of kind of a middleman because he puts so much money and weird religion into everything. He also is like, I really love the. Before we get into
whatever it takes.
Before we get into the movie of it all, and listen, I can be indoctrinated. Like fucking sign me. I have no money. They don't want me. They don't want me because I'm broke. Otherwise, I'd be fucking rolling with what is it? Xenu right now.
Show some respect.
Sorry, Lord Xenu. What I really love about Tom Cruise lately, because there have been plenty of times where like loving him. No, relax. That couch bullshit was some bullshit. There are plenty of times where Tom Cruise was questionable. One thing he's not questionable about
You haven't done some stupid stuff from Strange.
Of course
Come
I
on,
have,
man.
but people should call me fucking weird for those moments.
You'd be jumping on the couch right by Dawson's Creek,
Dude,
son.
if like Joey was like, "Yo, let me holler at you, Joey. Let me holler at you." I too would have been, but I'm enthusiastic always. The thing about Tom Cruise now, especially, is it's not going to make you darker. This is just a specific tan zone I have.
I agree with you.
He's willing to speak specifically when everyone else insists upon speaking very obtusely. So, I mean, we're going to get into it in a little bit later, but with everything going on in Hollywood now, he's one of the only guys that's like being self-serving, saying it's self-serving, and then explaining why he thinks that other people should be self-serving. He's one of the only guys who's like, yo, I know there's a fucking pandemic. Can you hold my shit back? He's so honest about what the arts of cinema can be. And what I love about him, and some people try to give him...
strong terminology.
The cinema?
He's a movie maker. I don't think at any point he goes about his business like, man, twirling the mustache like, oh, monocle aside, like he's dressing up like Mr. Peanut.
I am willing.
And he's like, oh, Vanilla Sky is the perfect creation.
No.
He made a couple of artsy fartsy.
I think he is more. I just think I think if you ask him like, what's your favorite West Korean film, he has 3.
Well, sure,
like
of course.
he's
But
a
do you know
student
why?
of the game. He was
very
looking for a
much
new
is.
wife.
I
Like
mean,
maybe she'll be Korean, maybe she'll.
Can't go wrong there.
We both have delicious like straight hair.
I just read or watched something somewhere where he was just like very like not bragging on it but not backing away from it. He was like, yeah, I watch like 2-3 movies a day.
Like if you're Tom Cruise,
That sounds fucking
I
great.
try to watch 2-3 films a fuck, and I have a shitty life.
Now here's the best part about it. If you're Tom Cruise,
He does it like while
a 55-inch TV is like a 99-inch TV. So
because he's a baby. He's a baby person.
He's been in effect going to the drive-in every day.
Before I let you dive into the topic proper, though, the last thing I want to say about it is what I appreciate about Tom Cruise is when he said, people tried to give him shit recently because they were like, this motherfucker said he liked Flash. I genuinely believe he heard people were seeing Flash. He saw the same fucking tweets we saw where Stephen King was like, it's the tits. James Gunn was like, I really love it. And he was like, I want to fucking, I have nothing to do with Warner Brothers. I want to fucking see the Flash now. The dude he strikes me at is a dude that they're like, Oppenheimer and Barbie the same day. A bunch of people are doing it. I bet he was like, I'm gonna go fucking see Oppenheimer and Barbie the same day. I'm gonna have
Barbie
medicine.
Might be his next girl because they're like
the same
height. And like he's tooling around in a pink Barbie car.
Take all the other bullshit away.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise, when it comes to entertainment, I think is far closer to me than the non-me's of the world. I think if you told him like AEW's awesome, he'd be like, oh, what the fuck's that? And if you're like, well, pro wrestling, and he's like, why do people pro wrestle? And you're like, I don't want to explain it. Watch this match. I guarantee he would watch the fuck out of Kenny Omega wrestling a broom, and he would think that's all of wrestling and be obsessed with it.
It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible, but I do agree with you for the fact that like you two are on the same enthusiasm level.
Both on the same spectrum.
Like.
That's what you're saying.
I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna get some cans for you to fucking squeeze on real quick. But yeah, no, totally. Like he loves what he likes.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a cat.
He doesn't have a lot of shit he just tolerates.
I mean, not at all. Because why would he?
Yeah.
He'd be like, no, thank you. And what else you got? So Charlie and I together, which was great. We did indeed go to the theater as Lord Xenu, Tom Cruise
commanded,
insisted we do.
We were at the movie and he still gave a shit with the director. He's like, good thing you're here, motherfuckers. Yeah, he's like, I'm sparing you fucks.
I got my fucking really UFO parked outside.
I like to think he showed up to every theater somehow.
If anyone could have done it. So indeed, Mission Impossible. I like to call it Mission Impossible 7.
Dead Reckoning Part.
Some people call it Dead Reckoning, but that's fine. That's fine.
You know what's funny is he does apparently want this to be called like, this is a whole side thing. Like to him, Dead Reckoning and Part 1 and Part 2, they're like, you can't call it 7 because they're both 7. So it's not 7 and 8. So that you can't say 7 yet because you haven't seen the end of the movie. I'm like, that's fucking crazy logic, Tom.
I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call it Mission Impossible 8 when the Dead Reckoning 2 comes out.
Nah, man, we're gonna call it 7.5.
I don't need that much drama in my life. Thank you very much. I got plenty of my own. But what's funny to me about this, Charlie, two things that struck me first mostly. This is not a franchise that was supposed to have legs.
No!
Right? This was one of those things where...
No, to be hilarious, we're going to do a Mission Impossible movie. I feel like that was the pitch.
Charlie, the Mission Impossible rolled out like right around the same time as like fucking Dukes of Hazzard came out.
Oh, and they were just like redoing. Is that true? It didn't feel like they were together.
I love
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch.
Miami Vice, which I just rewatched.
Did you just call it Starsky and Hunch? Like
I did a little.
Starsky, I got a hunch. You're around the corner. Let's go get him.
Was that not his name? I actually just rewatched. Total aside, I just yesterday rewatched Miami Vice, the movie.
Why?
Fucking, it's actually good. It's dumb, but it is far cooler.
Here's my take.
It's artsy.
Because
the cinematography is artsy as fucking.
A little bit off track, but this one was my fault, so I'll take responsibility. Anytime that you have an adaptation of something that you love, they better come correct.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck about Miami Vice.
So Miami Vice meant a lot as a kid of the '80s. It meant a lot to me. So when they came out with this like fucking kind of like
super
goofy,
serious,
like Hulk Hogan mustache having,
you're misremembering
mullet, like it just
zero goofy.
It was not Miami Vice
it was
at all.
Not your Miami Vice.
And Miami Vice at the time, they didn't know they were goofy. Like
they were like, "This is cool as fuck."
We were
look at my Ferrari.
Our sleeves up on our suit jackets, like yes.
Is it?
We were all fucking.
I'm furious that I can't do that.
We were
you
all.
Guys blew that for
Tony
me.
Blundetto. We're like, yeah, yo, what's up? I'm ready for the party. They're like, yo, is Tubbs around the corner, man?
Every now and then I get away with I can flip my sleeve
even
collars.
That is borderline.
But it's only because I'm eccentric.
They're like,
people are like, all right, we'll let it happen.
Or if you have a Ferrari parked around the corner, a white fucking Ferrari or Lambo. It was a Ferrari.
It was a Ferrari because the remake is a Ferrari as well. Fun fact:
Anyways.
I accidentally just did a pitch in just Starsky and Hutch, and Paul bought it. So cousin Paul.
Paul, this is gonna be an expensive proposition. Man.
Not really. I only
really
need one
idea.
lead actor. It's just people giving him hints to shit.
It's just one actor who's like,
know what it might
I
be.
have a suspicion, or do you have a hunch?
That's the trailer.
Yeah,
it cuts off before Hunch.
So put the popcorn down and walk out right now in advance.
You wouldn't leave popcorn.
So in any case, Tom Cruise done did it again. Charlie, Mission Impossible. Again, it's two things. It's one of those franchises that was not really supposed to happen.
It was supposed to be a one and done.
They were gonna make a in the same breath as like we're gonna make a like you said, Starsky and Hutch, Miami Vice, Chips. They were rolling out every old piece of IP that was lying around. Like, oh yeah,
Hollywood's been unoriginal for a long fucking time.
Charlie, forever. The second that they started making talkies, like, oh, let's make all these fucking silent ones.
Let's remake this shit.
Talking.
That's a good point.
No
one gives Frankenstein shit.
And also from stage to screen. That's like a term that didn't come from nowhere. Any case,
I hate when they do that. The version I hate the most is when they take it from like the stage, and then they make like a fucking movie out of it. Then they're like, let's make a musical out of the movie. It's fucking really lame. Like anyone who would star in one of those, a fucking loser.
so in any case, don't forget it's gonna be opening up in the middle of August soon. Gonna be running the show pretty soon.
See you at PerformingArtsCenter.com.
Mission Impossible is one of those things that was not supposed to have legs, and the crazy thing about it is like, oh shit, maybe it's got legs. Let's roll out another one, and they fucking fell on their face.
They went.
Mission Impossible 2 was a stinkeroo.
You know what
according to the rest of the movies,
I happen to love it.
If Mission Impossible 2 had only come out by itself amidst all the other shit, they'd be like, all right, that's something different.
The most used quote, arguably of any movie that I use that no one knows is a quote, is I only put stuff in my left jacket pocket, and if I ask someone to get something out of my jacket, I always say it like that guy. My jacket pocket, my left jacket pocket. And everyone looks at me like I'm a douchebag, because I am. But Mission Impossible 2...
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, I'm a douche. It's true.
I absolve you. Xenu absolves you.
Mission Impossible 2 is another one of those flicks. It's secretly fucking awesome. Especially with hindsight, when you're like, this is when Mission Impossible went out on their own impossible mission of every film was supposed to feel so unique.
Well, yeah, they
that they
wanted
were
it to
like,
be
this
galactically
motherfucker,
different
this motherfucker
from
is going
one.
to suddenly be throwing kicks. He's doing motorcycle kung fu. He's going to grow his hair out gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
He's never looked better than in Mission Impossible 2. Never has a scarf been sexier.
That tooth was still dead set in the middle, bro.
Never has a scarf been sexier than in Mission Impossible 2. When the scarf gets, like, leaves her and the bad guy catches it, John, blood moved in my body just now describing it. Mission Impossible 2 is fucking, you can't get far enough away, bro. It's gonna, the width alone is gonna get you. I stand by this.
I agree.
Mission Impossible 2, hot fire.
I will disagree with that, but again, Mission Impossible
It's
2
the best bad sequel.
only suffers because the company, like myself, because the company that it keeps, and it can't help but being compared to what is in its immediate vicinity. But to do the Charlie of it all, you can't help but rank the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah. I know which one has the best soundtrack.
In that, like,
Limp Bizkit's in 2, bitch.
there's more evidence. It's just piling up. There's Mission Impossible 2, and then there's the rest of them.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, Mission Impossible 2 is the only outlier because it's only kind of good. It's pretty good, whereas the rest of them are dope
Fucking great.
as fuck. This one is no exception. I had a little bit of a concern going in
Yeah. With Dead Reckoning Part 1?
with 7.
DRP 1?
MI7. So I was a bit concerned because anytime that they cut a movie in the middle and they say, no, this is 2 movies, it's almost never 2 movies.
Yeah.
It's almost always a movie that ran too long.
And they just bifurcated.
If you want to have a hit, you got to make a hit. So they cut it down to 305. Billy Joel said that, and he's not wrong.
But it's also long as fuck.
This movie is long in and of itself. So I have no doubt that this was planned pen to paper as 2 individual movies. Now, that's not to say that there are not plenty of questions that Mission Impossible 8, a.k.a. Dead Reckoning Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, have to answer for yours truly. There's plenty of historical shit. I'm like, who's this? Why are they going to do that?
Yeah.
What happened to this, that, and the other? Was that a trained model? The fucking practical effect.
Unbelievable. It's a spectacle.
Even if you don't give a whit about the plot, even if you don't give a shit about fucking Ethan Hunt, even if, like, you're a monster and, like, don't like Ving Rhames for some reason.
You have to be a piece of shit to not like Ving Rhames.
Yeah, you got a total piece of shit.
Ving Rhames is the puppy of actors.
Or think that he's Michael Clark Duncan. You're like, I thought he died.
Oddly racist.
Racist, get the fuck out!
Racist.
Get out!
You will not talk shit about my Kingpin.
How dare you? Fucking the man's pretty good at that, though. Kingpin we got now is
Unpopular opinion. Mission Impossible 2 rips. Daredevil's not that bad.
No, Daredevil's not bad at all. What are you talking about?
The movie?
Oh, that
The movie.
That movie's
Fuck
hot
yourself.
trash. That movie's
Colin
hot
Farrell, Michael Clark Duncan, my boy Ben Affleck.
They could just take those actors and put them in a much better movie tomorrow, and we don't have to worry about
They
that.
can't though because one has passed away. So way to bring the mood down.
No, but we'll have fucking Ving Rhames step in there, bro.
That's true.
Like then we can give him a legitimate
Treat those
excuse.
racists with an excuse.
This was an awesome standalone movie.
It was what you were kind of saying was it was an awesome
stunt.
It was a stunt spectacular.
It was
if nothing else.
It was but it was absolutely a great stunt spectacular. The visual effects, the action
shot
beats,
beautifully,
outstanding, just absolutely outstanding. The fact that it was like, I sent Charlie a meme, and they were literally talking about how there's sines in Secret Invasion on Disney Plus.
Where the guy just posing,
where Sam Jackson is like just sitting, dressed. Right there, at least he was dressed.
At least he was dressed.
He's like holding a fake gun,
like
and he's in a green screen behind him, and they like, oh, let's hit this CGI. And it's him sitting, same clothes.
Why
they add a
fake gun?
barrel to the gun? Was he like in the middle of the street in the Bronx or something? And they add a room behind him. Not a crazy room, not even like this. Like a beige wall with one fucking vase. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Do they just? It's like as if they have to spend the budget.
It's the producers,
or they lose. The budget
I wish the problem.
Oh, we gotta
I wish the problem for Secret Invasion was they had to
God.
spend the budget because that show must cost $8.
Well, they saved a lot on artists.
Can I throw
bullshit,
Can I throw all the way back to Mission Impossible 2 though? The knife scene. There's a scene where he goes to get the bad guy goes to stab Ethan Hunt in the eye. That's a real thing. That wasn't. There wasn't even CG for that.
Charlie.
Back then there was an excuse. John, now that meme has him duct taped to a train. One big problem though with Dead Reckoning Part 1.
No.
There is.
Part 2.
Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think it sucks. I think it's bad. I was so disappointed.
Bad at what?
Being a movie. The stunts, amazing. The shots, amazing. The acting, very good. That story sucks dick. John, what does the entity threat actually... What does the entity do other than exists? And other than, like, maybe it's going to be Terminator eventually? The fucking entity does dick in that movie. The whole movie, we learn in the first 11 seconds what the magic key does. And the rest of the movie is them asking what the fucking key does. I wish they came to our theater so I could be like, it unlocks the brain in the submarine, bro. That movie's not a good story. That story stinks.
So, spoiler alert, folks. So, the first 11, as you put it, use your terminology, the first 11 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
In your mind, you're like, all that's accomplished right now is we know what this cruciform key does. It basically...
First of all, don't say cruciform all sexy.
While doing the fucking scissor me, bro. Scissor me.
Yeah.
So you walked away. Not walked.
It doesn't undo anything. I have no problem with the first 11 seconds.
You sat there the first establishing shots.
I'm like, cool.
On the movie, you're like,
this is dope.
Huh, okay, so that key gets into that red box.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, dope.
So the spoiler alert. So the ghosting of a submarine that wasn't there. That shot the fucking nuclear payload that they didn't shoot.
That was awesome.
That controlled the fucking return fire that they did actually shoot.
Yes.
That went through the ghost submarine.
Yes.
That made a U-turn at Albuquerque.
I'm so far. I'm in.
Back around.
I'm in. I'm high-fiving everybody.
The fucking submarine that shot it.
Yeah.
Just because the fucking AI entity, just because the entire AI was like, nah, I'm self-aware now. This is some bullshit. You're dead now. That is.
I'm so sorry. The stakes of this movie was it killed a couple of sailors.
Charlie.
Sailors deserve to die because they sail.
Did you like Matrix?
I love Matrix.
Did you like Terminator?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you like I want to conservatively say
70% of all sci-fi.
35 fucking movies that are like, guys, come here. I'm pretty sure AI is a real...
Can I ask you...
Even the worst movie about AI, which was called AI...
Yeah.
Was still a fucking good movie because AI is petrifying.
John.
Artificial intelligence is bad.
You know why it's scary in real life? It's because, one, it's already ruining shit. It's like ruining, like, art.
Charlie, up next on the USComics cast.
Oh, but in the movie Dead Reckoning, they're like, this AI... could do fucking any... You gotta blow up Paris. You gotta fucking do something other than kill a couple sailors in the first 11 seconds for me to give a fuck. I don't give... John...
I care more about a couple of sailors than I do Paris.
That's true.
Come on, man.
Clearly you didn't see Team America. Sincerely...
You're bugging, you're crazy.
Sincerely, that movie, they fucking say the word key... 4,600.
Yeah, but you know why?
It's
because so many dum-dums are like, that's not a key, that's a cross.
I'm gonna force you to do this. I'm gonna force you to do this. Dead Reckoning Part 1 is in your top 3 Mission Impossible films? Impossible.
No, I don't think
Of course not.
No, I don't think
so, what I'm saying is, the spectacle alone earned my money. I am not disappointed in my purchase.
Not the track record?
Well, I don't know what that means.
The track record of the Mission Impossible movies, where you're like, of course I'm going to buy another
You don't get a freebie from me.
You're crazy. How many fucking shitty wrestling pay-per-views have you sat through?
All
and
of
they're
them.
like, guess what, guys? Tomorrow, you're like,
If you're gonna point out my hypocrisy every time I say a half truth,
it's gonna be a long
it's
show,
gonna be a
folks.
long show. No,
bugging, you're crazy.
no. Honestly, there
You
is.
see every Marvel movie that comes out.
There is a three.
You cannot
there's
be.
a there's
You
a
are
three-strike
a
rule.
movie.
You're right.
Pitbull, bro.
You are right.
You fucking lock down,
Yeah.
and they shake you like,
Okay.
oh god,
But-
I got two kids at home. He's not letting go. Wait, did you say that?
What I'm saying, I did
Anyway,
say it
folks,
right.
thank you for joining us.
What I'm
This has been
saying,
a
how
wonderful
dare you?
episode
Absolutely
of
not.
USComics.
Absolutely not. What I'm saying is, 3 or 4 more of these misses, I'm gonna stop seeing Mission Impossible movies because they
I got good news
should have
for you,
done. They should have done the story.
Oh,
they,
Joker's with us. What's up,
and
Joker?
he's coming
Joker,
so quick.
help me.
11 seconds. He
Look,
said.
what's going on with you two? I hate when this happens, man.
First
I'm always
of all-
gonna be the fucking odd man out.
First of all, we all know Bats is my love.
That's true.
Bats
That's
is Bats
Joker
is my.
stream
That's
in
some
the
brony
house.
shit.
What's up, brother?
No, sincerely, I left that movie thrilled and disappointed.
Did you leave that movie looking forward to 8?
No.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be there.
No,
So
yeah.
you fucking ready? Pumpkin?
Lucky for me, I'm gonna be in some IMAX screening somewhere, and it's gonna be like Tom Cruise putting a bomb up his own ass
There-
and pulling the pin because
And
that motherfucker is no joke.
It will be outstanding to watch. I will be right there for you. Charlie's
Cousin
nuts.
Paul's trying to get a robot on the show, and it makes me very
Oh,
nervous
come on.
because I will let a robot on the show because I want them to know I'm on their side, but also as well as like I will be anti Tom
The
Cruise.
closest that I'm gonna do is being polite to like fucking Alexa or Google or whatever the fuck.
Dude, if
let's not
they
go too crazy.
who's the maid from not Futurama, but not Flintstones, but the Jetsons?
Rosie, baby.
Honestly, Rosie shows up. I'm like, "What's up, girl?"
I mean,
I'd
Rosie,
speak game to Rosie.
Rosie got them curves, and her hands are permanently formed this way. So, like, I'm sure you can maybe cinch them up a little bit and get a little.
I don't need to. What I lack in legs,
That's
I make up
unfortunate.
for.
Oh, tuna can, Charlie. So anyway, I guess it's a little bit of Dynamite. That'll be the spoof version.
Say it for the podcast listeners.
Mission Impossible Dead Red coming. Oh god, Joker. You are just. I feel like Bats might have
The wheel. He might
ambushed.
have the wheel.
He might have
Wait,
ambushed Joker's fucking.
Am I your Bats?
Oh, 200%, bro.
Fuck.
200%. In any case.
Check out Joker's stream if you don't get that reference.
Yeah. Anyways, you fucking try. I think Charlie's nuts. It was a solid plot, a legitimately timely plot. The fact that Tom Cruise has been warning Hollywood against AI for like forever now, to the fact where they're like, nah, we won't worry about you, and now we've got strikes happening and fucking pandemonium, cats and dogs living together.
Can I offer a spoilery suggestion?
Try.
If this film, if in the last act, the reveal was that like this guy from from Ethan Hunt's past, Tom Cruise's the guy from Ethan Hunt's past who killed some other like person he was working with that he clearly had feelings for, pre-wife.
I have a feeling that she's family to him.
Nice.
Not a wife,
Like
or
a sister?
romantic interest.
That could be cool.
A sister,
Stacey
a
Hunt.
cousin.
That's awesome. That's a great.
That's how I would.
That's
guess.
a great.
That was the vibe I got.
That's a great spin on what otherwise is a very like tried and boring.
He just has worse luck with women than maybe anybody.
I'm fucking saying. Fuck when the one girl's head blows up in like 5. That's awesome.
I mean, Katie Holmes alone. You're like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. No, but if you restructure this film, same opening, same everything. The only thing you change is you lead us to believe that the main henchman is the main bad, and then you do the reveal of like it's been the entity the whole fucking time. It's a much more satisfying watch. Much more satisfying watch, and I bet there's a draft of that script that's structured that way. Them saying an amorphous nothing that may do a second bad thing. Credit where credit's due. You are right; it did do one fucked up thing. Low stakes, one fucked up. Foreign people, come on, get the fuck out of
Charlie,
here.
they fucking blew up a submarine in like 2 seconds, like 5 seconds before a real submarine.
Did you ever see the movie Ghost Ship? So the wire cuts all those people in half. That scene's awesome. The rest of the movie's dog shit. Mission Impossible doesn't become dog shit because Tom Cruise is insane. And he's like, I'm going to jump off this cliff. I'm going to be duct taped to this plane.
Julianne Margulies, if you're not doing anything, Tom could use a new brunette.
Also, I have a real issue with them already referencing themselves. They redo some of the
For
train
like 20
gags
years.
from Mission. Nah, bro, they're better than that. No, I believe you. The time was. They're better than that. They have more creativity. That was another decision to recreate a famous scene. They've done it before, but the train gag.
They're running out of things to hang off of, going 100 miles an hour.
Come on, a spaceship. Let's go. Let's stop being. And ultimately, here's my
Dom
real.
Toretto already fucking took that.
Here's my real conundrum. I don't even know, in a traditional system, how to score it, because I think everyone should see it. I think people should buy it, because motherfucker tries to kill himself every movie he does. Every movie he does, he tries to kill his goddamn self. That's awesome.
He's
and
like
that's
Daffy Duck.
that
I'll do
is-
it. I'll do it.
You know what this is to me, though? They're gonna make you mad at me. This to me is basically the equivalent of Last Fast and Furious.
Get the fuck
You have to
outta
see
here,
it.
dude. Get the fuck.
You have to see
You
it.
only have to see it if you have a brother who is obscenely fucking obsessed with bad things. Charlie is
I love
my
bad
biggest
shit.
fan, which makes me
anymore.
feel terrible
You were rude yesterday.
about
I'm
me.
moving on.
And I feel like, you know, what am I doing wrong at this point? Nah, Charlie's crazy. The Mission Impossible movies are mandatory viewing, especially, you want to make a list, brother. You want to make a list because I realize that is what gives you the most joy.
It's
at
true.
everything. Go ahead and take the entire Mission Impossible franchise and put it up against any fucking crap
Done.
that they're putting out into theaters now, and then they're crying bitter tears. People aren't going to the theaters. You know why? Because the company that we're keeping, that's where these movies live. That's why we're not going to the theaters. Now, Charlie and I, we are going to the theaters, so we're very, very bad examples. Mission Impossible movies are some of the best examples of cinema going that we have going
It is
right now.
artistic
That
junk
is
food.
the truth, man.
It is artistic junk food, and because Joker just threw it out there. You know what always wins me over in these movies, though? And he just quoted fucking Ethan Hunt and Kittredge talking to each other. Kittredge drops, "Ethan, I can tell you're very upset." And Tom Cruise replies, read it out for the people.
Kittredge, you've never seen me upset.
Come on, that's classic action movie goodness.
Also,
I love
as well
that
as
shit.
they had the good taste to cast for the biggest bad guy that they're gonna have. Like, look, he's just gotta be short as shit because we cannot have our man Tom pulling a fucking tendon in the neck, looking up all the time. Bad enough he's gotta look up at all the broads. A little bit for the tired working man. The broads in this movie are just outstanding.
You talk about
worth the price of the popcorn just for themselves. Oh my god!
They are a very
smorgasbord.
There's a very specific website I won't mention that I regular that they just basically went through my search history.
Oh god!
Overly tall, hot blonde.
Oh my god!
Mantis has never looked better, and she's like rocking kabuki makeup for no reason. Some scenes.
She barely speaks in this movie, which is really her at her best, quite frankly.
That's the meanest thing anyone's ever said.
Well,
there's like racial undertones you don't mean.
I will.
to be
It's
there.
not racist.
No, I know. I just wanted you to specify. It
I will
sounded
look
racist.
up the French translation of that sentence and say it once again, so she gets it.
You will not talk about my ex-wife like that.
We need to talk to her booking agent. But in any case, so I guess a little bit of a split. Actually, not even Charlie.
That's
didn't
what I mean. It's
particularly-
like, how do I even?
Charlie didn't
how do
love
you?
the story, but still wants you to go. He says,
Can I?
"Is this milk bag? I'm allergic, so I can't tell. But you smell it. anyway."
Can I tell you?
It is
it's
a fucking awesome.
It is.
Time
It is
movie.
identical for me. It's identical, and this is why I kind of harped on it before. This is identical joy level to Mission Impossible 2. I shouldn't like it as much as I do, but here the fuck I am, and I am not gonna ever. I fucking don't like when other people yuck my yum. I'm not gonna yuck my own fucking
So
yum.
just to be real clear again, because
I
it's a little
don't
bit-
like it, but I love
a
it.
little bit of mixed messages.
Mission Impossible 7 Part 1 Disc 8. I hate how much I love it.
Well, we already knew that was going to be the case. Of anything you love.
No.
Would you recommend people who haven't seen it go see it?
If you haven't seen it yet, you're a dick.
That's valid. We all know this. If you're watching USComics,
Everyone should see. Honestly,
should I see something?
It's so
You're also a
much
dick.
better because of the scale of some of the spectacle. It's like you must see this on a giant screen.
just fucking see it. I don't care if you watch it on your phone, bootleg from Russia.
I
Go
care
see
about
the
that.
movie.
Don't do that.
It was outstanding. The bottom line is, if anybody sits here and tries to tell you that Mission Impossible franchise, much less the most recent installment, is not worth getting up off of your tuchus and dragging it into the local cinema and sucking down some so salty popcorn
So good,
and
though.
fizzy deliciousness that goes when you pour it in. I don't care what it is. That's what it's going to sound like going in. They have one thing and one thing only, Charlie, and that is, just like our boy and Ellis's boy, George Toy Boy Lucas,
You're a liar.
they are
A goddamn liar.
goddamn liars.
Why though? Because?
On shot first, bitch!
At first,
On
biatch
shot first,
indeed.
bitch. We got a little bit of
Do
extra
you
room.
want to
Go
see?
ahead.
Do you want to see the difference in our
This
days?
This is
That's the difference in our days.
really respective of how we live in life, but it's all right. Let's make it happen.
Woo!
Woo, 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 woo. Before we jump into the next topic, really quickly, can I tell you
Yes.
an embarrassing
You may.
truth
Oh
about
my God.
yours truly?
Please do.
I almost never, to the point where I really can't believe the last time that I fell for internet tomfoolery.
I thought this was going somewhere like very.
So I'm like,
like I've been dating an AI for 2
very
years.
close shave.
Your shit grew back so fast. People are gonna think you're an X-Man or a wolf.
Either one's fine.
Both are kind of true.
So I'm just like surfing, and this really falls into the category of I so wish that it were true, that even a fucking tiny whiff of it is a possibility. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Somebody posted somewhat satirically that our close personal friend John Mulaney had been cast as Plastic Man. And Charlie, I fucking bit on that hook. Like, you remember how Bruce the shark in Jaws bit down on that fucking
The boat?
that leg?
The leg.
I bit down like it was the Kittner boy, bro. I was like, ah, it's delicious, oh my God. My lady's gonna be Plastic Man, I'm so happy. And that lasted for approximately, lasted approximately 11 nanoseconds, whereas my eye was tearing up at happiness and like open up for the first time. You know, you tear up a little bit and it clears your contacts, and you're like, oh wait, what happened? Oh no! I basically fell for the comic book equivalent of an article on The Onion. I'm like, oh no!
Was someone like, wouldn't that be great?
Oh,
like, what the fuck was the punchline?
Poor little heart. Well, there's like an online petition going on, but there's online petitions for everything nowadays. Oh man, I was embarrassed.
Melania's Plastic Man is borderline perfect casting,
Oh.
which a little bit makes me insane. What up, Chris? But no, it's gonna be okay. He gonna get other. Look at his wife. Look at his wife. He gets to be inside her all the time.
He ruined her already.
He's not
He had
on
a
drugs
kid.
now. He's not. Yeah, but that's not our problem. He has to pretend he loves her for 2 more years till he gets that DC money. No, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay.
No.
It's gonna be okay. What up, Chris? What up, Chris? John's crying over fake Plastic Man news. I'm crying for whole different reasons.
Well,
John,
Chris is here. Who's here?
Chris Vassallo.
Oh, what's up, Chris?
The strike continues, and they're being joined.
Another
SAG,
strike. That's strike 2.
It's
Call on the
I'm
outside.
fucking saying SAG
looking.
and AFTRA are now both on strike. Do you want water? I have my picture.
No, I'm good.
The strike continues, and the thing that really amazes me more than anything else is how frustrating the discourse is. I just want to drop a couple quick facts.
Sure.
First and first, mostly full disclosure.
Fuck the suits!
I have a vague acquaintance that is a member of SAG-AFTRA. Sure. I have a few friends.
We have
that
several.
are unionized. Well, you have more friends than I do.
Very likable.
Fair enough. I do have friends in the union. I am a union employee. I have friends who are in other unions. I'm not in SAG-AFTRA. I'm in other unions. And this is something that does directly affect me, because there is already emails going out about professional cosplayers, which I am not. However, they did pretty much put a cease and desist on if we're contacted to not kind of help out with promotion. And Ghostbusters, in the past, Sony has reached out to us to help promote their flick, which is not something I would participate in as long as the strike's going in. I don't represent the team I'm with completely. I kind of manage the team more than run the team, so that's their business. If they choose either the Long Island Ghostbusters or the New York City Ghostbusters, that's for them to decide. I can only really speak for myself. And I am speaking for myself. They made it very, very clear. John actually pulled up a fantastic picture.
Charlie works better with pictures.
I can't totally see it, so you can give them the 10-cent version. But as of right now, what's been confirmed for me, I don't. Do you want me to read this whole gimmick?
No, I'm just saying for
Gotcha.
your reference. If you
This is awesome. Basically, it comes down to this has a lot of nuances, has a lot of aspects to it, but there's some things I want to clear up. That was only a kissing cousin of it, but I am glad. Thank you for pulling that up for me. Again, I think it's important for anyone interested in arts, anyone who likes arts, anyone who appreciates arts. I think we have a dog in this fight, and that's really the central point. But the average actor does not make enough money to get the average actor who's in SAG AFTRA or writer do not make enough money to get health insurance. $26,000 has been cited as the average. $26,000 to pursue the art that all of us ingest. So right away, we're not talking...
Not everybody can do.
Yeah, we're not talking about millionaires out the gate. Number two, we need entertainment. At least I do. Right? So the minute someone dismisses art as unimportant...
You're a dick.
You're a dick, and I don't like you, and this show ain't for you.
And you're short-sighted, and you're just wrong.
Those are the two central principles. We got a note breaking news. Nope, no one needs a glass of water. Thank you, producer Nancy, who's just throwing notes in the middle of the fucking show. For me, it all boils down to right and wrong. And the wrong of this is, as always, fuck the suits.
Fuck the suits!
But they've never made more money, and more shit is being revealed that never even occurred to me. John. You're Netflix.
I am?
You rent a show from me. I'm Warner Brothers. You want to show Dawson's Creek because you also want to stare at young Joey and just fantasize your teen fantasies. You, as Warner Brothers, gets money from Netflix. Netflix gets money from the consumer. Where the fuck is the actor's residuals? If this was TV, it's not a lot, right? Because the way that I learned this too. The way that traditionally, if you star on a sitcom and you get your 200 episodes, which means then you could be fucking your reruns
like
can be shown everywhere.
One of the most successful sitcoms ever.
The first time it's shown, you get the lion's share. The second time, less, and then less and less and less and less and less. But when this shit goes to Netflix, when it goes to Disney Plus, when it goes all over the fucking internet through paid services, streaming. No one fucking sees dick all of a sudden. Suddenly no actors had anything to do with it.
Somebody posted a similar kind of like pictograph, which, let's be honest, you know, as Americans, that's how we learn best.
Yeah, at least I do.
For every dollar of residual income that they get for streaming, and they showed it across the board like the streamer. Netflix was actually one of the biggest payouts. Still, less than a cent. Less than a cent.
It just seems wrong.
Less than a cent. If you do not have, if you're putting out a product, and the product itself is not compensated duly, what you're really on is on an autobahn that lets you drive as fast as humanly possible. You can drive as fast as you want to go. You can charge as much as you want to charge. You can hoard as much of that pile as you want to hoard. Because there are CEOs that are making $250 million a year after year after year. And they're not just like the biggest, most successful streamers.
This is like the third exec at
failing fucking streamers. Guess what? That's a great trick for now.
Yeah.
it ain't fucking maintainable. It's not gonna happen. You know, we talk about Kevin Smith a fair amount on this show.
A little bit I'm in love with him.
What?
Like sexually.
Oh, you know, I get it. I get it. But they talk about all the time, or he talks about, we've seen multiple live events there, and he owns his own movie theater, and I don't think any of us were not under the delusion, like, well, fucking movie theaters, they must print money hand over fist, and they don't.
Yeah.
You know who does fucking print money? The people who have your dollar that you're already subscribed to. They have your dollar before you done fucking watched minute 1 of whatever they have going on. They already have your money. They do not want to cut any fucking piece of the pie. Man, they don't want anybody else to eat. And eventually you're going to shake talent out of your own industry, and you'll have nothing else to fucking show on your channel.
You know what pisses me off, though? We have clear empirical evidence. Because when Friends moved to HBO, huge fucking deal. So we know that moved the needle. When The Office moved, that fucking... There are people, myself included, who will rewatch... Let me be more specific. There's a shit ton of us who cut cable to instead get multiple streaming services. So on cable, people would get some pennies, but now they're fucking not. It is the same service. You get old entertainment in my fucking eyeballs. But more importantly, what this really showed me recently, with how fucking dumb and short-sighted and shitty people have been about the situation, when the fuck did it become so cool to, like, cuck out for billionaires? When the fuck did this, like, Musk is a celebrity, and why the amount of verbal and visual blowjobs these fucking people are getting? The guy from Disney, everyone all of a sudden loves. The guy ruining shit.
The fucking vitriol for anybody who's looking to get what they're worth, right? Rocky said it best: if you know what you're worth, go out and get what you're worth. But don't fucking look around and be like, I should have more than this person or that person or this. That's actually one of the best parts about this shit, is because you have those individuals who do make tens of millions of dollars when productions come out to star in a fucking attempt, not even for home runs. If I so we have a friend of the show and a friend of mine in real life. I'm gonna leave her name out of it because you know how this industry is. But after the fucking dust settles,
we'll call her Palma Bayak.
I wish. I'd be like, fucking push me off. I just stung Charlie in real life.
Salma Hayek's proof, by the way, anyone who's like, when you're over 30 or not, Salma Hayek might be 100. I don't give a fuck. She might legit be a vampire.
That gets the Batman smack across the face.
She's still rocking the same bikini. The bikini's 30 years old. Hot as fuck.
That's how bad she needs residuals, bro. She can't even afford a bikini for them giant watermelons. But...
Let's move that. Give us a sec.
No, you live in that. You sit in that stink for a minute.
Okay.
So I have a very good friend who's currently blessed. Now, granted, blessed to be on 2 programs simultaneously. This was one of those first voices who was like, yeah, fuck. In effect, fuck the suits. Like the team mentality there is unlike really most things that I have seen in real life. They are unified. So you have your George Clooney's next to like the fucking extra from that one episode of How I Met Your Mother. Like it's just one of those.
It's fucking awesome.
It's one of those things where it's a unifying thing. Guys, you have fucked with the wrong group of people. Somebody else posted something very, very good that I wish I could reference, but I can't. So I'm just gonna steal it. Give no credit. Something to the tune of. So as an organization, you are choosing to go after people who get paid for their ability to communicate a certain thought or story, and then on top of that, you're also going after the people who write the words that those people
not
are
a great
fucking,
fight to pick.
Like, what are you doing? That's like going to war with a bullet manufacturer. What are you doing, guys? You are going to lose. It is pure fucking greed. It is not coming off. You're not coming off looking good in any fucking way. And it started off you not looking so green either because of the shit that you're putting out there into the world.
Did you read what one unnamed CEO said about this when it was just the SAG strike? They said we just have to wait until they start losing their apartments. Like, what a fucking, like, a Lex Lutherian...
You're a piece of shit. That is some let them eat cake bullshit.
Yeah, when do you think, though...
Asshole.
And again, we don't have to beat the point too badly to death, but, like, when did it become...
Fuck the suits!
When did it become fucking, like, in vogue to ass-kiss this hyper-elite...
It wasn't this. This is just another example of it.
But isn't it crazy? Like, there are people legitimately...
It's so nonsensical.
What has Bob Iger done?
That is not your team. As much as you close your eyes at night and pull the covers up to your little chinny chin chin chin, and probably multiple of them, that ain't your team, my friend. They are not coming for you. They are not calling you up to be on the fucking fantasy football league with them, with the fucking CEOs of Amazon Prime or Disney Plus or fucking anybody else. All right, so get real. Get with your home fucking team, because whether you're fighting with them or not, they are fighting for you, dum dum.
If you've ever enjoyed anything, you should be.
Oh, I've never enjoyed it.
Nice. You should be fucking pro at least this union.
Yeah.
If not, like, all unions. And, like, there have been times where people have cited, like, the 3 shitty things unions have done. It never comes close to the fact that, like, the best example, the bullet in the gun
Jimmy
of
Hoffa?
good examples. No.
I heard you paint houses.
Fair enough. You co-starred in Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The Crotch had a prominent role behind...
heard round the world.
The last old Aunt May, I think, in recent
Who's
history.
Sal?
That's right.
I'm close personal friends with her, so I call her Sal. You little peons probably refer to her as Sally Field or Miss Sally Field or Academy Award winning.
You call her
Sally
Sal.
Yeah.
We're going to go with you call her and our pizza guy, call them both Sal.
The next time that we bump into her, I'll prove it to you.
Fair enough. I'm furious at you right now. But your cock and balls were in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. If you watch the extended cut, they, like, actually see you.
The current cut.
And your hot Asian wife.
The current cut, which is actually coming to Disney.
Oh, nice. Nice. The John cut.
By the way, I get no residuals for my Schwarzenegger showing up in that movie. Graduation scene. Look for a bow-tied Puerto Rican with an Asian wife.
Hot Asian wife.
What's up, girl?
Hot Asian wife. Don't bullshit.
Yeah.
But
no one was happier when this silly bitch fell to her death than me. I was like, Andrew, let her fall. She had to do like 90 fucking
100%
takes.
sounds like you're talking about Hot Asian wife.
No, she's like.
You are talking about Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. I hope you're out there picketing by yourself.
They call her 90 take Emma.
Oh, 90 take Emma. She took so many fucking takes.
She can take one more, like, you know what I'm right? You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
My cock.
I don't follow.
I would like to show her my cock and balls.
Boy. Don't talk like that around my buddy Sal.
Fair enough.
She will put you out on the street.
They want to be able to take John and his tight-ass khakis and his clear outline of his schwanz. You can find out if John's cut.
You could see the spider web lines. Like there's some tight pants.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They want to take you, pay you for one day.
Yeah.
And then own a digital copy of you
of my Schwarzenegger.
And they've specified they don't want to own it forever, John. They just want to own it for the rest of the film. So they want to pay you for one day of extra work. You, who a lot of these extras are trying to break in, Brad Pitt, De Niro, all started as extras, all doing extra work. They want to own their digital likeness to not pay them for more days to do whatever the fuck they want with it. John, you talk about the entity being bad. This is some bull fucking shit.
Charlie, that's evil, because you know what that does? One of the things that has been true of performers across the board, and that's whether you're performing in a movie, if you're performing in a play, if you're doing street art in the parking lot at Costco, whatever the fucking case might be, you have your ability level, and it is what it is. A lot of it is God-given, a lot of it is trained, a lot of it is just pure experience, but you are who you are at that moment because of a confluence of events. Those are some pretty big syllables. I hope your fucking closed captain can keep up. But you are what you are at that moment. However, the one thing that they cannot take away from you is your fucking choice, right? You have the ability to say, hey, I would like to perform for you, and they say, okay, buddy, here is the script. And it might not even be something that they want you to say. It might just be something that they want you to do or mimic that you're doing, whatever the case might be. Whatever your comfortability is in that, you have the opportunity to say, no, I'm not willing to do this. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
comfortable there. Now, if they own me digitally and they choose to fucking make
you're
me
under
one,
Ezra Miller getting humped.
like, hey, guess what? You're gonna be one of King Kong's testicles.
Yeah.
In this next CGI
Which,
fucking
to be
that we're
fair,
doing.
that would track.
If I was like Lefty, that'd be fine. But look, I mean, to do things like that, it is just purely abhorrent. It's fucking wrong. And look, the other thing is, and this is really the last point that I want to make on it, except to give this guy's credit. It's not always about money, guys.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The funny thing is when people are having these water cooler conversations, I would take that money to do XYZ. Well, you can't dance, act, or sing, so nobody's offering you shit. I might offer you a buck
they don't
to go away,
They
not
don't
to
ask you to
sing
star
or
in
dance or act.
Hamilton. Yeah.
However, the people that can fucking do it, they're entitled to their due, and they're entitled to say, hey, I don't think this is fair, so I'm not going to do what you do because you say just fucking do it, dummy. Like, we've heard these conversations over and over. We've heard it in the sports world. We've heard it in the academic world, which is crazy to me because these are clearly people who are smarter than you, who did some research on YouTube or whatever the case might be. But yeah, that's, and I just want to give them credit. And then
Do it. Yeah, please
wrap
do.
you up. So Charlie had referenced friends of a friend's who posted regarding the cosplay rules. So specifically, our good friend Sinead Atkinson, she's a big part of, actually a co-founder of Miss the Mermaid, Dynamite Mermaid predominantly, but fantasy as well. Cosplay group, they do it for really good causes and stuff. She actually had referenced Elemental Cosplay. All of this is all over on Facebook. Valerie Meacham, who really does amazing stuff. Joker, if you bumped into these folks, even you would be impressed. Their cosplay level, these are like, princess parties they throw, special events.
Fucking crazy.
They're like kid smile makers to the level that is just like enviable. Once again, it's Elemental Cosplay, and also as well Miss the Mermaid. Kind of like talking about like what's socially acceptable during the strike for cosplay to do, and Charlie really wrapped it up and put a bow on it perfectly. So I'll leave it at that. But just dynamite people at what they do, and pretty fucking smart to boot, which is a rare combination.
And it's funny that you mentioned Joker stream as we kind of wrap up this segment.
Yeah.
Joker, there's you're circling the drain on some amazing opportunities. You may have tough decisions down the road because I know for a fact, already contacted for some projects coming up and releasing soon. I know a bunch of cosplayers that I know are attending Barbie events paid by the studio, and for me, for my needs as like a would-be artist, I can't support their endeavor. If they're grown adults, they can
you have to turn
decide.
down a Ken gig because of what's going on here, I'm gonna go start picketing myself, dude. 'Cause I just want to own that pink, gussied up Charlie boy. Ooh, man, that's a Ken doll.
I can pull it off. Bottom line for me, very simply, is this is one of those you're in the right or you're in the wrong. No one's been able to present a version of actors getting pennies more and rich, talentless suits getting a couple pennies less that they won't notice on their bottom line spreadsheet. To me, it's a no fucking brainer. I'm siding with artists almost every time. I say almost because who knows, they're going to start, a riot or something. I'm not cool with that. But this, to me, is very, very clear. There's a right side. There's a wrong side. Be on the goddamn right side. One of the best right sides is not being a total fucking phony shill piece of shit.
Meh.
And actually, lately, I got to tell you, it's really bothered me. A lot of these advertisements I've seen on other podcasts, other shows, I get it, you got to make a buck. But these people are clearly just like taking any fucking thing that rolls in and
Try Sam Wow.
it does kind of fuck up my enjoyment. I recently took a break of some podcasts because I found myself like just being envious of some people, to be totally fucking transparent. And it was just like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm kind of like wishing them fucking bad and they're strangers.
Damn.
So I had to take like a bit of a break
Is
on
that
a lot of
what those
podcasts.
voodoo dolls were in there?
Correct. That is
I
what
thought
all
you
the
were just
voodoo.
playing-
That was nope. Those were not GI Joes. Those were voodoo dolls.
I thought it was a Spaceball situation.
Nope. I fully apologize to some podcasters who might have sore throats. That's me. That's the needles. The truth is, I would like to think that I would never actively advertise something just because of the payday. I do not know. No one's coming offer me like 10 grand to sell like you could be a lord or a lady. Like I know that's a bullshit like scam, but like I don't know.
Observant taxi pay.
If you want to give
I got
me
a target.
if you want to give me 10 grand to advertise like a game, it might be one of those things that like tune in next week to see if he's a fucking liar. I would advertise ball shavers. I shave my balls. Another thing I do.
Why, dude? You've got to tell this. Full disclosure. I've been sitting here for like an hour.
No, right there. That's why the chair was set up. But unlike other podcasts, we do not sell out for some random brand that's willing to pay. We found friends who are willing to throw a couple shekels our way. That's why, once again, we are brought to you by one of our absolute favorite bands, Bad Mary. You heard them during the intro. You're going to hear them again at the end of the show. If you're wondering where else you can catch their act, you can follow them over at Bad Mary Band across all social media platforms. You can support them over on patreon.com/Bad Mary Band. You can stay up to date at badmary.com for merch and upcoming performances. But my favorite part is their entire discography is available across all music streaming services. I also shave my nuts right over your iPad.
God damn it, Charlie.
Yeah.
Where we shaving? I mean, where we dropping? With Sergeant Finesse. These are the last fucking days of the Sarge
Oh my God.
streaming on Facebook Gaming. Oh, Zuckerberg, you done fucked up,
It's
Jim.
so hard.
He is wrapping it up strong though. He's spending more and more and more, and soon to be exclusively full-time over on Kick.com. But the Sarge is still doing multiple streams every day, outstanding video game content, supported games, co-streams, giveaways, contests. Don't be a sucker. Check him out today or tomorrow if it's pretty busy for you today. Also, as well as always, we absolutely must give a shout out to the grinning wonder himself. Ooh, Cesar Romero would be fucking pleased with what Joker's _stream_ is currently doing. Talk about fucking cosplay fucking goodness over on Twitch.com as well as Kick.com. Just Fortnite streamer like you done read about. Read it about? I don't know. Who cares? Just an outstanding gaming streamer, wonderful supporter of other creators out there. He's just a man. Bottom line, bats might make you fucking wonder every once in a while, but Joker gets it done. Bats, you're adorable. I love you. You can do no wrong either. But yeah, we paid some bills.
We paid some bills.
Nice. Now comes the part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're as benevolent hosts that we are. Clearly, I'm talking about myself.
What?
We don't gonna give things away. Nothing you could take home necessarily, unless you want to sit Mama down and say, "I heard a great story today.
Yeah.
Do you have about 4 hours?" Ooh, because it would require her to be familiar with one of John Carpenter's seminal masterpieces. Absolutely not appreciated in its own immediate time, but absolutely beloved at this late stage of the game. I fucking give VHS tapes all the credit in the world because people did not flock to the cinema like Tom Cruise would have insisted that they do. They had to unfortunately wait till they could take it home and pap on their very own copy of Big Trouble. Where? In Little China, starring Kurt fucking Russell, just at like the absolute top of his Ken doll game. Kim Cattrall, when she was not playing the grandma to a bunch of hookers in the city, where she was just like a pre-mannequin level bomb piece, just like goddamn, whatever you say. She played a lawyer. Whose last name was Law. and you're like, I don't really know about that, but you're like, yeah, she's pretty hot looking in this, so I will go with it.
I'll allow it.
Oh man, Charlie, it was. I mean, truly. Now, let me ask you this question before I launch into this.
Yeah.
Do you recall at what point and what the circumstances are where you discovered in your little, I'm assuming, adolescent mind, maybe prepubescent, the fucking wonder that is Big Trouble in Little China? Do you remember?
I constantly lament that video stores no longer exist because this was a video store.
Ugh.
Recommend.
God bless that kid.
On my 17th rental of The Crow, it was like, for fuck's sakes.
He's like, bro, you're gonna wear these tapes out.
So it wound up being, I got handed a Kurt Russell 3-pack because I was rocking
Nice.
3 VHSs.
Tango and Cash.
It wasn't.
What?
Do you want to take a guess what the other two were?
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
Escape from LA.
And Escape from LA.
Oh shit!
And then-
Big Trouble in
and
Little
then Big
China?
Trouble.
That's a.
And then I came back and I was
kid
like,
did you a solid.
more please. And he gave me, what was that weird space
Like
jail
you,
bullshit?
it was today.
What was the space thing where he has the face tattoo? It's a later in his career flick.
Well, Snake had a face tattoo.
I thought Snake
Oh no,
had
Snake
an eye
had a
patch.
snake tattoo. Yeah.
And it's some Earth or some bullshit. I forget. There was
I don't know.
a colony or some nonsense, but I do not think it's worth hemming and hawing. It'll come to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want me to get anything for you?
Huh?
Is that answer sufficient?
Yeah, no, that'll work for me. So, in any case, this was one of those flicks where, again, as a child of the 80s, Sundays were for pretending you were going to church with Dad, getting some on the down low pancakes, getting back in time to sit on the floor in the living room / dining room and watch some kung fu fucking theater. Oh, baby, did I love me some kung fu theater. To the point where I'm like, well, this is almost like archaeology because they clearly don't make these type of movies anymore.
Yeah.
But Charlie, they done did it. And
did
I'm
done
talking
do
about, this
it.
is like even pre Last Dragon. This is when kung fu was basically put up on the shelf to fucking die and get coated in dust. All of a sudden, John Carpenter, the genius, also a hell of a musician, might I add, decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put this out into the world. You can thank me later. And here we are, how many decades after the fact, and I'm thanking you by the only way that I can, by giving you a proper fucking sequel. Because you know what happened, Charlie? Sometimes when you got to do right, it doesn't make a difference how gargantuan your opponent is. Dwayne Rocky Johnson is approximately 8 feet tall, 447 pounds, and could tear my fucking ass up one side and down the other. I would still stand up to him and point at his little Samoan ass face and say, no, 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 you will not remake fucking Big Trouble in Little China. You will not, you Samoan son of a bitch. Okay? Just take that Rudy Poo idea, turn it sideways, and shove it right up your candy ass, jabroni. You cannot remake a fucking classic. What you can do, Charlie, is do a fucking sequel, a legacy sequel, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do for you right now. I hope you're ready. Let's take some notes.
Where are we gonna do this?
What is
Do you want? Am I gonna open the elevator?
what is your recollection? I'm just gonna ask you this because even the producers,
Vague.
the producers
I have
of
a
the
vague
flick-
recollection.
Let's see here. I mean, how long you been working here, kid? As a producer of this.
This is too much touching. This is too much touching. Why are you outside of the executive
Wait a
elevator?
minute, I will want this movie made, whatever it takes. So,
Zip.
so, all right. Anybody, if you're unfamiliar with Big Trouble in Little China, shame on you.
Yeah, you're a fucking nerd.
Shame on you.
No one that watches this bullshit hasn't seen Big Trouble.
But I'll just wait here, right here in the lobby, for the elevator to arrive, so I can pitch this shit.
You have to give up.
Hey!
I don't got time today. Hurry up, hurry up.
Oh, you're one of those young.
Yeah, oh
executives.
yeah, young hip.
Oh, the checkbook
hip.
is gonna be out. Sir, would you please hit the executive level floor button for me as well?
Hit.
Tell me when to start.
Go.
Okay, my little friend. I mean, my very big dick buddy.
I'm a big dick boy.
This is my sequel pitch for a sequel, a direct sequel, legacy sequel to Big Trouble in Little China. Working title currently, Bigger Trouble in Little China.
Or I'm buying it. I'm buying it. But
or conversely, maybe the fucking working title, The Midnight Ride or the Pork Chop Express. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Can it be both?
Off to a good start. So, all right, here where we at. Nope, that's Indiana Jones. I done fucked up, Jim. All right, so
second floor.
right off the bat, this is a legacy sequel. If I hadn't been fucking clear, so this flick is starring Kurt Russell returning as Jack Burton. Sorry, Rock. James Hong, who I double checked and is very much still alive, to reprise his role as Lo Pan. Kim Cattrall, just looking as old as she wants to look, I don't really care. She is returning as Gracie Law. You know, the lawyer, Gracie Law. Come on, guys. We can do better.
Their accountant is Jim Math.
Dennis Dunn is returning as Wang Chi, fucking Burton's,
awesome.
Burton's little buddy. Tough guy buddy. Also, as well as Susie Pai, returning as Mao Yin, who, if you remember, like, in the movie, like, she's a pretty fucking Bond piece. Good job, producers. That's because you remember her from First Blood. She's Rambo Whatmean Expendable.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's her. That's
Nice.
her. So, naturally, with that type of a track record, she's got to be in the flick again. But
It's in the movie.
We are adding, because, name recognition counts, we are adding Simu Liu, who you probably remember as Shang-Chi.
Yes.
He's playing a new
Your
character.
soul is mine.
He's playing a new character named Bo Chi. There's a little relation there. Guy who we were talking about maybe 2 weeks ago and is just as hot as fire! Ki Hui Kwan. You might know him as Short Round.
The artist formerly known as Short Round.
Here he'll be playing again a new character called Guai Xiang. We are also getting, well, I don't want to ruin it, but we are getting not a reimagining, because that's a terrible word for me. We're getting replacement storms. Fucking storms, thunder, and lightning and wind. For a lot of people, that's their immediate
Those fucking silly
remembrance of this flick. But we gotta still have the face action, because they're going to be placed by Lucy Liu, Olivia Munn, and Shannon Lee, who some people might know, but if you're a fan of Brandon Lee, or even her father and his father, Bruce Lee, you'll know that she is the daughter and sister.
Act?
She does.
Okay, cool.
And she is martial artist. Also, as well as just for a little bit of extra cachet value, Jackie Chan will be playing a new character named Professor Liang.
I bought this. Did these people sign on? It's bought.
Here's what you bought, my friend. Years after the events of Big Trouble in Little China, Wang and Miao have gotten married. And they've had a son. Good for them. I'm
adorable.
happy for it. Whose name is Bo, spelled B-A-O in the Chinese style. And that's, of course, Shang-Chi. They're living the quiet life, and they're operating a successful restaurant in San Francisco, an expanded upon version of the Dragon of the Black Pool, which is his restaurant from the first flick.
Respect.
All right. Now, Jack Burton, in the meanwhile, is still out on the road, though he does more cross-country hauling than local, so as to never put down roots. He comes by the restaurant maybe once or twice a year for a few years, enough so that Bo knows him as Uncle Jack.
Aw.
Uncle! Relatively recently, however...
I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Here's where things start getting hairy, Charlie. Property in Chinatown, California, San Francisco, has been bought up at an alarming rate. A billionaire developer importer named Guao Xiang, Short Round, is the head of the organization that's doing so. So I kind of want you to think about like an Asian Mark Zuckerberg type, right?
So douche,
or like fucking Amazon. What's his name?
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi it is. So again, he's got the ducats and he's gonna spend them. So now the funny thing is, Charlie, that most folks in the neighborhood, they're willing to sell because what he's offering is actually a little bit more than market value, and like a reverse mortgage on crack, he does not require them to leave. He says, let me buy your property, stay here. You can just give me a little token annually to stay on what is really my land now, but it's your home. Stay there, do what you gotta do. It's just that at the end of the day, it's my property. You're just living on it. Cool, Modi?
Bum,
All right.
bum, bum.
Most folks are like, yeah, sure, that fucking sounds great. Awesome. Fantastic. So he starts raking up the acreage like hotcakes. However, not every person living there felt the same way, and they thought that this just might be too good to be true, and they don't particularly care for Zeng, so they say, you know what? Fuck right off, buddy. Now, there are these holdouts, and they're few and far between, but they're holdouts. They start to feel the pressure. After a few months have gone on, Zeng is suspected of using a reformed Lords of Death gang to kind of get these motherfuckers to either sell. Look,
you
sell,
take this fair deal.
like a mafia type situation, like sell.
These are some
or get out,
unreasonable
or
motherfuckers.
go. I mean, anybody wearing a fucking golden headband, you know you might be in a little trouble.
That's what the fuck up was. They showed up full on gimmicked.
But like regular clothes otherwise. So here they are.
Is that the visual? Because I love it. Like that's honestly that I insist that's in the movie.
You know, like fucking how lucha fucking wrestling.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. A beautiful like Versace suit.
It's in the movie. Electric Gremlin. It's in the movie. All right. So now things start to get like physical. The intimidation is happening. So much so that the long defunct but now reactivated Shang-Chi warriors, red headbands, they have to start fucking showing back up just to protect the innocent from getting hurt.
What the fuck's going on?
They're like, basically they fucking lit the bat signal, they went down the pole at the ghost house, whatever the case.
Now do they also have like young, like it's
not old man, it's a new generation.
They kept this shit going. They just haven't needed to be
on
there.
the down low, and again by necessity.
Just
so now,
for clarity's sake,
here you have Shang-Chi. I mean, Bao wants to join them. But fuck, he can't find them because it is a relatively secret society. They ain't got advertising on TV and fucking park benches like Zeng does, because he does. So one night, the Lords of Death, they come up, knocking on the restaurant door. Why?
This executive table.
Why? Because his parents are like, we're not selling to this guy. This is our property. We built it up to what it is. Even though we're saying we can stay, it wouldn't really be ours. Yeah. We would be working for him, which is some bullshit. So they refuse to sell the fucking black pool. And so the Lords of Death, they come a-knocking.
Good man.
Now, again, the cheese, as I like to call them, Wang and fucking Miaolin, and Bo, of course, they're like, look, no, thank you. You know, we're good, but get the fuck out unless you want some soup. We'll make you some soup. All of a sudden, Charlie, a full knockdown, drag-out kung fu battle erupts in the restaurant. I want to think of like literally every third Bruce Lee movie where like some restaurant just gets fucking wrecked, tables flipping over,
and this
windows
is the red
crashing.
bands versus the gold bands.
This is the Chi family, Dolo versus the fucking gold bands. They're like, no, get the fuck out there fighting them. So it's again the Chi family, Wang, Miao, and Bo, and a couple of employees, because like, you know, you don't hire somebody in Chinatown unless they can kung fu fight. So it's them versus the fucking gold bands.
The version of this universe rules.
Oh man, and we just barely got past the credits. The fight rolls into
We're like Glory
the fight rolls into the kitchen. There's fucking knives and hatchets and shit like that. The fucking fight now rolls into the alley. There's people getting thrown all over the place. But you know what? The Chiefs are putting up a great fight, especially for being outnumbered as they are. But they are kind of slowly losing a little traction.
One would think, yeah.
Until all of a fucking sudden, the screen lights up. We hear
yes.
And the light fucking fades back to show
he's getting too old
the
for this shit.
Pork Chop Express. Oh, it's rolling up the alley. It rolls to a stop. Basically, she looks largely the same as when we last saw her, except if you recall, the lounging lady on the grill has been replaced by a chromed out demon skull. Has replaced her.
Nice.
Jack hops down. He joins the fight. Obviously, no fucking hesitation.
How's he looking? Do we get him jacked up again?
He looks how he looks.
Fair enough.
We take him where we can get.
Fair enough.
But
I wasn't
now
sure we were gonna CG that shit.
Now the gang members are fucking technically outnumbered, so they're like, you know what? Fuck that, and they take off. So Here we have a reunited, and it feels so good. Jack catches up with the Chi family. He's helping them kind of tidy up the restaurant, clean stuff up, as they update him with the events of the last few years because he hasn't been around. They tell him all about the billionaire Zheng buying up Chinatown and the shady tactics he's using, but nobody really knows why. They know how, but they don't know why he's doing it. So what? You know, they say, actually Miao Ying suggests, you know, now that everybody's here, quote unquote, maybe it's time to go see an old friend of ours. She is a lawyer and she's kind of nosy. She might know some stuff. Might be the time to go see Gracie Law. So they go to Gracie Law's law practice. God,
Is
I
it
gotta
maybe
change
a
it if
fake
I can.
name?
I don't think so. So they go to practice a small but still flourishing practice. And obviously the reunion is awkward. It's uncomfortable for Gracie and Jack, just as much as it is for for Bao and his parents, since they're all really in the same small office. It's not big. However, Gracie focuses. She's a professional. She fills the family in on some details. She tells them about a client that she's had who came in trying to contest the sale of their family's property to Zheng. Because it was like an elderly person, like that motherfucker was too old, didn't really understand what was going on, blah, blah, blah. So she takes a look at it. She says, look, the contract unfortunately is ironclad. There's no getting out of it. But she said it's particularly odd because the final bill of sale, like the last page of the contract where everybody signs, it wasn't on like sharp, crisp, white paper like everything else. It was kind of like vintage parchment type paper, like it's just a little odd. And she's like, matter of fact, I still have it here because he snuck it out, and we have to take it back because technically it's supposed to be handed into the Zheng corporation. Okay. All of a sudden, suddenly a storm blows in. It was a pretty nice night out. But night nonetheless. All of a sudden, the fucking heavy rain starts falling. In sheets, Charlie! In sheets! Nasty winds are blowing, lightning and thunder crashing. Gracie's Wi-Fi connection quits on her. The windows rattle and blow open, and the electricity surges throughout the office and building. The power goes out completely. Now we're in fucking total darkness.
Oh shit!
Darkness! Total darkness, brother. I should have never given you money! A huge bolt of lightning crashes down, hits a street below, maybe 3 stories down, and we see the 3 storms in their new forms. This is, of course, Lucy Liu, Olivia Munn, and what's-her-face Lee.
You!
Bao wants to run right down and confront them, allegedly, but like, you know, they look how they look. His uncle and father stop him like, no. It's a bad idea. These motherfuckers don't play around. We kind of know them. They look really familiar, but not really exactly the same. As they're talking, Charlie, these 3 motherfuckers from another mother, they burst into the apartment, fucking flying in from different angles.
Oh, shit.
One through the door, one through the window, one through the ceiling. All of a sudden, they start throwing these motherfuckers around like rag dolls. Like your little fucking dummies in there. Just throwing them around. And honestly, they're... Jack, of course, being Jack, he's like, they came for me. They must have known that I was back or whatever. Charlie, they didn't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit?
They don't give a shit about anybody in the apartment. They say, got it. They came for the 1 sheet of parchment paper, which again, just was really
something's fugazi.
1 property to give to Zheng. But these are the storms. Okay. So now they got the sheet, got it, and they fucking peace out. All right, now everything kind of lights come back on. It's almost like nothing happened, but it did though. So you know how men and women are, right? We have different reactions to shit. Gracie and Miao Lin, they decide, you know what? Clearly these bitches are working for Zheng. Let's go to the corporate office and make they want to write a strongly worded letter. They want to go talk to their manager. So they're like, we're gonna go to the corporate office. You guys do whatever you want to do. Jack and Wang are like, you know what? Well, Wang mostly, he's like, there was that close buddy of Egg Chen. Egg Chen, the actor who played Egg Chen, sadly died, so we couldn't bring him back. And we're gonna have it that again, legacy that the Egg Chen character also died after he went back to China. However, there's this professor. He actually told Egg a lot of shit. The professor who's played by Jackie Chan.
Respect.
Right? They decide, let's go to university, go talk to this motherfucker. Bo, you go back to the black pool. We have regulars. People gotta eat. Go back to the restaurant. Make sure it's open for the lunch rush. He's like, motherfucker, I was Shang-Chi. This is some bullshit. So now Scooby-Doo style, we have split them up. All right. Now at the offices, the gals actually meet. They speak to the front office. They're able to meet Zeng in person. We've seen him. Like, we know what he looks like. He's in commercials in the background. He's on billboards. He's on ads. The businesses are fucking advertised all over the place, all over the town. But this is the first time I'm actually seeing him in person. And he looks like a business guy. Again, he looks like fucking short round, all grown up and holding an Oscar.
It's my floor, but I want to hear more.
Yeah!
I'm going to hold this.
Don't worry about it. Oh, the electricity's...
There's no fury, so here. Where? Hoops!
So, here we are. Yeah, we're good. We're almost there. So...
Damn it!
So they show up and they're kind of giving him the business a little bit, but he's still being like real polite and professional. Yeah, it's almost like a politician.
This Lex Luthor motherfucker.
Their questions persist. He starts like, all right, ladies, it might be time to go now. Starts to drop the charade. It's clearly a charade. Like there's no masking that shit. More and more he lets it slip back to his true nature. Plus the fact that he kind of seems to know them. Like he's kind of like he knows like who's gonna talk first and blah blah. He'll reference some shit and like look to the one or the other who should know that stuff. Charlie, he seems to kind of dislike him, and not in the normal way of disliking him for no good reason. He knows why they're there, and he says, you know what, fuck it, and he tells him so. Suddenly he stands up. His eyes start to glow a little bit. Stands up, he reveals long golden pinky nails on each hand. Just then, the inner double doors of his office fly open and reveal the three bomb-piece storms, fade out, and we hear a very familiar laugh. The rain, did I tell you the rain? Alright, so now that's where they are. Cut to the restaurant that's still not quite ready to open. Bao is muttering to himself, I was saying, this is some bullshit. He's trying to get everything ready to fucking feed these mouth breathers. Eventually, polite milling about and knocking on the door, which he presumed to be regulars looking to eat, becomes kind of louder and more insistent. He's like, what is it? And he opens the door to reveal about a dozen or so members of the Chang Sing. They found him. Not the other way around. All right, so
that's
now
different but similar.
We're going to cut now to the messy private offices of a university professor, Jackie Chan.
Respect.
He's now like in the midst of explaining how Lo Pan, the official name, Lo Pan was actually at the mercy of a major demon, and that human blood is really the most desirable substance on earth to demons. However, human suffering is a nice little appetizer. So they're not going to mind a little nosh here and there. However, with humans, property ownership is the most desirable thing to humans. So much so that magic cannot be done if you don't own land. If you don't own land, like fucking Forrest Dan, Lieutenant Dan fucking told them, if you don't own land, you ain't shit. So he's like, this is an effect. This is the culture. These are the rules. It's written in stone. And Lo Pan was actually only, if you remember this much, Lo Pan was only able to be cursed by that first emperor of China not because he was defeated in combat by him, but because the emperor, being the emperor of China, is technically the landowner of China. So Lo Pan, motherfucker, you live under my roof. If I say I curse you and I take away your incorporability, that's how it is, biatch.
What a good fucking... not twist, but what a good setup.
As the fucking professor is explaining this, we're kind of seeing it in an animated comic book style flashback. So
amazing.
Kind of those little...
Okay, we had time for that. I need a second reference.
He then explains that he believes that Lo Pan has struck a deal with the demon. Give me what I want, let me get my incorporability back, and I will get you all the fucking blood. You're going to choke on it. Suffering, forget about it. You're going to be fucking telling demons,
suffering.
What am I talking about here? Forget about it. So he returned to the plane. He's like, Lo Pan is fucking back. I just don't know why. Like, what's the point?
For some reason, Lo Pan has returned.
Somehow. Now, we return to the offices of Zeng. The storms have subdued Gracie and Miao Ling. Not that was very tough. They're old ladies now. And they're standing guard as Zhang paces the room back and forth, back and forth. He is incensed that the locals won't just give him what he wants. He's rich. Don't they read the papers? They're not gonna strike on him. He's like, give me what I want. Money, please. The girls get real lippy about it too, which is not making things much better. So he's getting pushed back. He's like, this is some fucking bullshit. He starts to get more and more angry, and he fucking loses control of himself. His facade starts to slip, and we get a fucking bonkers transformation from Zhang to Lo Pan.
Oh,
now,
shit.
It's full,
Classic.
It's full classic Wong with the fucking dress and the big hat and the whole 9 yards.
Respect.
Now we got the original actor back up in there. He's like, you know what, this is actually
the original
fun.
actor even?
He's like, you know what, these bitches are scared shitless. Now it's actually kind of fun. Now I'm kind of enjoying it a little bit. So he gets a little bump from their terror. He floats over, because walking is for bitches. He takes Meow's face in his hands. You spurned me once, you won't do it again. She shouts in his face, I'll never marry you. Lo Pan laughs and replies, I don't want your old ass bitch body. Not really. He says, I don't need your body. I need your land and your blood. Then he asks, isn't that right, daughters? It is then that we realize all three storms have green eyes. Oh, shit! But there's more, but wait.
Respect.
Come back for part 2. So now we go back to the Black Pool. We've got a full house. We've got the Chang Sing warriors. We've got Bao. We've got Jack and Wang. Wang. They've kind of like now reconnoitered there. They realize that the girls never came back, and the Chang Sing members like, not for anything, but we've got fucking family members who are missing also. So join the club. Now the kind of camera spins around. It goes to the bar. The fucking professor's up in that joint with him. He is mixing up something that he refers to as egg juice. He got the recipe from egg. He tells everybody that they need to come. They need to prepare for battle. Lo Pan is back. Now we go back to fucking to the offices in full Lo Pan mode, dressed the whole 9 yards. He's floating down the fucking major hallway to the building, which is in that kind of Chinese style. He goes out the fucking doors, Charlie. There's no hiding on the ground for Lo Pan right now. He goes out the front door, out in the fucking sunlight, right? His entire entourage now, because he's got people behind him. Like, he's Darth Vader, and the First Order's behind him, and they go all the way back to the newest
actually,
recruits
Darth
of
Vader
Stormtroopers.
never worked with the First Order.
Like I said, so he goes outside, and he's like floating down. He's ready to go out into the fucking world. He's repeating the phrase, blood for blood, curse for curse. Lo and company, they open into a huge open octagon, which is technically shaped by the buildings that surround
that's so
it,
cool.
of which he owns all these buildings. That patch of ground, that is his. He's in effect in his own fucking backyard, even though it's a huge public, like, fucking open field. And again, in Chinatown, they're like, oh, we're Chinatown, isn't that so awesome? So there's a lot of like replica shit out there. His whole cavalcade goes up up to like where they have a replica throne, but he's like, no, I'm gonna sit on that bitch. Like, it's up a little platform, takes a couple steps up, he's right in the right place. Now he yells out when he's in the proper position, bring the peasants. And we see members of the Lord of Death leading shackled citizens of Chinatown out by the dozens, Charlie. How many?
Dozens!
By the dozens. Lo Pan ascends the platform. He sits at the traditional-looking throne. He calls his daughters to him. There's a displayed sword next to the throne and a huge stack of parchment on display. Smiling, he croaks, something to drink? They robotically slice their palms with the burning blade, which is right there by the throne. And they squeeze their fists one by one, all three of them, in effect filling up a chalice and handing it to him. He's like, delicious. So he now fucking
Played by John Mulaney.
exactly. He drinks thirstily. We literally see him become even more robust and tangible. Like, muscles are fucking filling. It's like he's on roids.
Yeah.
He's like, the colors start popping even more so. My man, it's like Popeye with spinach, right? He's like, this is the smart. Well, why marry one broad just so I can become mortal. I will fucking milk these cows for as long as I can, and I will be a super Lopan. And he's like, isn't that better? Isn't that better? He's like, you green-eyed bitch, get out of my face. So that's in effect his game plan now. He's gonna fucking be on steroids for as long as he can. So
that's a weird way of diluting.
Well, yeah,
like blood steroids.
So now he's got his minions in effect around him, and he says like, I would have preferred to wait till I had them all, but once again you trifling bitches have forced my hand. He snarls like Gracie and Mal.
Bitches.
Suddenly, Charlie, he cuts open his own hand, and a fucking blood spray that would have made the Evil Dead movies proud fucking douses
Respect.
the parchment papers with all the signatures, like just like syrup over a hot stack of pancakes. Like, oh goddamn, woo! So now he's like, now my peasants, you will know what it is to be cursed and suffer indignities as I have. Now you will serve me, and together we will conquer the living world. Wordlessly, he begins to read names off of the stack, page after page of signature. Name after name after name after name. Just like mouthing them, but you could kind of fucking make out what he's saying. Now Charlie, one by one, people in that fucking group that were all shackled up, as he reads the name, they fucking double over and pay. What the hell's going on? Oh my god. Like a little transformation action. So I want you to kind of imagine the type of shit when the werewolf, fucking the moon comes out.
Fuck yeah.
Like, my pancreas, oh no. So, in effect...
My pancreas, oh no.
In effect, what's happening is, this terrible transformation is turning them into the type of demon beast that's stowed away on Jack's truck in the original Big Trouble in Little China. That's what they're fucking turning into. One was bad. Imagine an army of these bitches dedicated to Lopan. Ooh, this is gonna be a problem. So now the first of the transformations is complete. That very first name that he read, and he's now read like maybe 24 of them since. That first transformation is done. He's full fucking demon dog. And he's like, okay, this is different. He rips off the fucking chains. The chains don't mean shit to them. Dude, these demon monsters tear off the chains. They start attacking anyone or anything in front of them.
Oh fuck!
Including members of the Lord of Death, other
shit.
untransformed prisoners, even the fucking Storms. They go buck wild shit nuts. Okay, they're going crazy.
What's the reaction to this? Is everyone like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, but people react as we expect.
But not even the people. I'm talking about like even the fucking baddies are like,
the fucking.
What's
like,
happening?
no, that's not happening. They have to fight back. So like people are doing their level best, but these are demon fucking monster dogs.
Yeah, I'm a Ghostbuster. I know it's a problem.
Now, relatively unaware of the chaos, Lopan continues to read and create more and more uncontrollable.
Oh, he's like in a trance. He's not aware of shit.
He's got on cruise control. So consumed with his task, Charlie, he doesn't even look up as a certain rumbling sound is heard in the distance. The fucking Pork Chop Express crashes through the decorative Dragon's Gate leading to the square. She is now pulling a semi-trailer with the logo for the Wing Kong Trading Company on its side and hauling ass mud flaps in her rear. The truck slams on its brake as Bo, Jack, and Wang jump out of the cab. The rear gate of the trailer rolls up to reveal that the professor and all the remaining members of the Chang Sing, they fucking pour out. They begin to fight the demon monsters. So now you have the goodies, you got the white hats and the black hats all fucking fighting these demon monsters. Just to fucking but even people like still chained up, like, yeah, they do what they can do. Survival of the fittest. In effect, and I listed it as hilarity ensues, but what I really mean is like a fucking battle. I want you to imagine a final battle, which is like a cross between the final fight of Blazing Saddles, where some funny shit happens.
Respect.
Endgame and Return of the Jedi. Like, there is some shit going on everywhere we look. We give all of our main characters a heroic moment or two, and maybe even one or two comedic ones, but ultimately, final thoughts here, guys. Ultimately,
No one believes you.
It's Jack turns the page. Ultimately, ultimately, it is Jack who is up on the platform, eye to eye with a really possessed Lopan. Lopan doesn't even seem to notice. Miao Lin shouts over the fray, "Jack, you need to destroy that stack of parchment." Jack like responds by saying like, "Yeah, okay." Hauls back, punches Lopan in the fucking face. Charlie Lopan no-sells it like he was fucking Triple H, bro. He's like, he doesn't even register it whatsoever. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. So now, what's her face? Gracie, she yells out too, "You have to destroy the parchment." Now they're both yelling at him, Gracie and yelling, "Destroy the parchment, destroy the parchment." He's like, "Punch him again, you got it." He rears back, he full fucking
Jack.
Burton, just Jack being Jack. He punches him again, maybe throws a little 1-2 in his face. Lopan no fucking sells it. At this point now, he's trying his best. Now you have fucking Bo, Wang, they're yelling the same thing, and Jack looks around, he's like, "Oh, headbutt him? You got it." So he fucking goes to like supercell it, headbutt Lopan, motherfucker does not react. Jack bounces off him, basically rolls back down, ass of a tea kettle, down the fucking steps like we have a real John Wick moment where everybody's like, "Destroy the parchment!" So he's like, crawling up the steps. Camera does a slow motion fucking turn around, all the carnage that's going on in the fucking field, and just poor Jack like, hey, he's 1,000 years old, just trying to get to the fucking top, like that was gonna win the day. So finally, he gets back to the top. Gracie, Miao Lin, Wang, Bo, the professor, even the fucking Storm's like, "Destroy the parchment! Read my lips!" We see a flash of realization in Jack's eye. He gets to his feet. He rushes Lopan, grabbing the flaming sword in his hand as he passes it.
Fire is important.
He swings down with all his might. The sword barely makes contact with the parchment covered in blood. It creates a huge fucking green fireball.
I love the subtlety of these flicks.
Lopan and the throne, effectively destroying the contracts, freeing the prisoners, reversing the transformation,
excellent,
and causing the storm powers to leave the bodies of his quote-unquote bomb piece daughters. All the main characters surround now. Now I want you to imagine like kind of like a slow fade as shit's like breaking down, like starting to get back to normal a little bit. Slow fade to black. And almost an immediate fuzzy reopening of the eyes, so to speak. Now we're seeing out of the perspective of Lopan.
Okay.
And he sees the heroes, including his fucking good-for-nothing ingrate daughters, standing around him in a circle, and they're all like, they've got a face like, God. The camera reverses the fucking angle, and now we're looking down and seeing what they're seeing. Charlie, I want you to understand that this is Lopan doing his best impersonation of Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. He's just like laying there like, just like a blackened, charred up fucking Voldemort just laying there, right? And he's fucking pissed. I mean, he's fucking pissed. I lost the place. So the fucking the blackened corpse actually tries now to speak, and the second that there's a tiny little bit of like the jaw goes to fucking move, Jack reels back, kicks that motherfucker in the face, and the ashes, the blackened ashes, they get caught up in the breeze, and they fucking float away.
Explodes his head.
Woo! All of a sudden now,
amazing.
The rain starts drizzling down just a little bit, and in effect we have our final fucking moment with them. Now we're gonna cut right back to Jack, back in his seat, kind of like cleaned up a little bit, changed his shirt and stuff. Why not? He's back in his seat in the Pork Chop Express. The rain is falling a little bit more steadily now, but the road is mostly open in front of him. He has a wistful smile on his face. The burning sword sits in a gun rack. It's in a gun rack behind the driver's seat, and he absent-mindedly strokes the chrome demon skull that was knocked from his grill in the big fight,
Amazing.
but now rides shotgun in the seat next to him. Suddenly, a female voice bursts to life on the CB. We think at first it's Gracie. But then the voice asks, where the hell have you been? Jobs have been piling up, and have you even made your last fucking truck payment? Jack smiles and gives the stroke one last pat and sits back. Yeah, honey, the check is in the mail. Camera pans back to reveal a city skyline on the horizon, spins back around to see Jack's rueful smile. Just before the credits roll, the sword begins to glow. Credits roll. Waiting in the 80s by the Coudeville Boys plays, also known as John Carpenter's fucking bad ass band. Credits roll over something that sounds like this. Gonna get blocked.
You got 5 more seconds.
Perfect song for it.
Amazing. And now go ahead and kill that so we don't get demonetized.
Money, please.
I do have one important note.
Dude, hit me.
This is not a film. This is not a film. This is a premiere season of television that we can make a huge fucking deal about. In my head, I imagine you break this into 6 episodes, 6-hour-long episodes. You really fucking milk it, and I think even though we're on a streaming service, once a week we drop it. Every episode is a huge build-up.
I have one mandatory insistence,
Hit me.
and I will give you your streaming fucking show of the decade. I insist that we pay streaming residuals to all of our actors in order to set the market on a new level. Give these actors what they deserve. We got a deal?
We got a deal.
That's a fucking...
That's a movie.
It's in the movie.
It's in the movie. John! What an excellent pitch. Another excellent pitch. I hope you guys are liking this brand new segment. Please let us know. We are going to try a whole different slew of things with it. So please share. Please tell what movies you guys want to see. Do you have a pitch? We'll fucking read it on this show. Just hit us up anywhere.
These
on
are very
our accounts.
tall buildings, very long elevator rides,
They'll
obviously.
probably get shorter. I have some notes for the creative process for both of us after the last few weeks. But John, there's only one appropriate way to end each and every episode of USComics. You chew your ice, because I just need you to embody these steps. And the steps are oh so simple. First, you got to turn the power on. Then you gotta whoop. Then you gotta turn the volume up. Then you gotta tune Benbury and open up the window wide and scream out to the night sky. See you, my space girl. We out.
Do you remember when we had that time? Wasting a day away on nothing. Didn't care on nothing on my mind. Didn't know where the ship was coming. And I can't find that peace of mind that comes from thinking everything's alright. I'm just trying to write one more song, just a few chords, ain't gonna take long. When I wait, I waste another day. I'm just trying to write one more song, gets harder the more you live on. Just wish I had something to say. And all the proud kids were just hitting on